Can a gambling platform actually help us predict and prevent future catastrophes? From elections to conflicts, prediction markets might be our best tool for seeing what's coming. On this episode of the TFTC podcast, I sat down with James Pierog, founder of Bitcoin Prediction Market. He's transforming Bitcoin's primary use case of speculation into something far more valuable. In today's discussion, we'll examine three central points: how prediction markets evolve Bitcoin's speculation use case, why sound money creates better forecasting, and how these markets might help prevent negative events. Before we continue, if you enjoy these breakdowns, hit the like and subscribe button for more TFTC content. Full episode linked below. The implications of this technology could reshape how we make decisions as a society, especially during our discussion of how prediction markets might have prevented past catastrophes. Let's start with James explaining his journey from building Bitcoin infrastructure to discovering a more impactful use case.
We were at Wolf, the Wolf Accelerator, and while we were in Wolf, the idea that we got into the accelerator with in the Genesis cohort was Lightning node automation. We wanted to solve that because we thought, okay, if more people could run a node, then more people would run nodes. If it was easier to run nodes, then we would have more proliferation. We quickly found that the market was a bit too nascent, and it was really difficult to sell a solution that we could come up with. So week 6 of the accelerator, which was an 8-week program, we pivoted and we didn't know what we were going to do. And so one magical weekend I was in Philly and I met a friend, and we came up with this new idea called Agora, which was basically a social betting market, and people could basically vote with sats on opinions. And after a time limit was reached, the winners would split the losers' money. And we thought, okay, yeah, like this would be an incentive for people to, let's say, provide liquidity to our node. And then we could still run our node and automate things and, optimize stuff. But now there's an incentive for people to make payments. That received some traction, but not enough for us to continue working on it. And then we iterated through many different ideas since then. And basically the central thing that we realized with Agora was that we were building something cool, but we weren't solving a problem. And startups, we should solve a problem. That way we can stay focused on the customer and build something that they want.
James's journey to building a Bitcoin prediction market perfectly illustrates how speculation in Bitcoin is evolving into something more sophisticated and valuable. His team started with a common approach, trying to make Bitcoin infrastructure easier to use. But they discovered something far more interesting. While Bitcoin's primary use case has been speculation since its inception, they saw an opportunity to transform this behavior into a powerful forecasting tool. This isn't just about making money anymore. It's about creating markets where people can effectively vote with their capital on future outcomes. By allowing people to put money behind their predictions, they're taking Bitcoin's speculative nature and channeling it into something that could genuinely benefit society. This is exactly what we look for at 1031. Founders who can take existing behaviors and transform them into something more valuable. They're not fighting against human nature, they're working with it to create better outcomes. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't try to eliminate speculation. Instead, it harnesses that energy and directs it toward gathering collective intelligence about important future events. James and his team have effectively created a bridge between Bitcoin's speculative roots and a more purposeful future for digital assets. We've seen how prediction markets can evolve Bitcoin's speculation use case, but the next clip reveals something even more fascinating: how Bitcoin's sound money properties create uniquely powerful forecasting capabilities. And stick around until the end to understand how these markets might help us prevent future catastrophes.
Well, that could be possible, but I feel like observation changes reality, right? This is a known phenomenon in particle physics, in optics, right?
Yep.
Like if you shine a photon at some kind of event, then it changes it from a probabilistic thing to an actual thing, right? And if we think of the world as the kind of manifestations of the collective dreams of humanity, of what people are thinking about doing and actualizing that in the physical world, then having this prediction market where people can see potential futures, that creates, let's say, this potential for observation, right? And that observation changes reality because that affects people's internal consciousness. And yeah, some people could try to use it as like a power play to gain more power and more money by manipulating the market. Others could, use that to negate those forces, right? Of course, with the prediction market, it's a capital market, so capital can manipulate, right? You could also think of that as capital can subsidize. Anyone who sees through the illusion of someone else trying to prop up some event can make money off of that, right? And we've seen that in poly market, at least with the Israel-Lebanon markets. It looked like there was some manipulation going on, like some serious bets were like pushing the price down, pushing the probability down. But then they came right back up, right? Rebounded like within a day. And I think that just goes to show the robustness of such a market, right?
The parallel James draws between quantum physics and market dynamics reveals something profound about how Bitcoin-based prediction markets could revolutionize forecasting. He's suggesting that the very act of observing or betting on future events can influence their outcomes, but this is no mere philosophical musing. When people put actual Bitcoin behind their predictions, they're forced to be more thoughtful and honest because they're using sound money that can't be artificially inflated or manipulated like traditional currencies.
Sup freaks, this rip of TFTC was brought to you by our good friends at BitKey. BitKey makes Bitcoin easy to use and hard to lose. It's the easiest 0 to 1 step, your first step to self-custody. If you have friends and family on the exchanges who haven't moved it off, tell them to pick up a BitKey. Go to bitkey.world, use the key TFTC20 at checkout for 20% off your order. That's bitkey.world, code TFTC20.
This creates a more accurate collective intelligence system where the market aggregates information from thousands of participants who each contribute their unique perspective. What's particularly fascinating is the natural balance between potential market manipulation and market correction. While someone might try to manipulate predictions for their own gain, the decentralized nature of Bitcoin ensures that others can profit by correcting these manipulations, leading to more accurate predictions. This self-correcting mechanism, similar to Bitcoin's proof-of-work system, helps maintain the integrity of the predictions. We've now seen how Bitcoin's sound money properties enable better forecasting, but what's really going to blow your mind is how these prediction markets might actually help us prevent negative future events. Stay tuned for our final segment, where we'll explore how these markets become powerful tools for shaping the future, not just predicting it.
So right now we're the Oracle, super simple, right? The way that we're trying to resolve all these markets is through overwhelming consensus. So we have currently election markets, Bitcoin price market, and one market on if the U.S. will leave Lebanon, like the U.S. embassy. When it comes to these markets, we don't want to resolve anything prior to, let's say, major news outlets reporting, the state talking about it, and also other prediction markets, right? Polymarket, Kalshi, these markets with much higher liquidity. Right now, it seems like no matter who wins the election, there's going to be a dispute. And the precedent has already been set with, I think 4 years ago, right? There was the storming of the Capitol. I feel like no matter what, some shit is going to hit the fan. And we might need to wait on releasing the payouts just to be sure that whatever result has happened is the thing that's going to continue to be the truth.
Here, James tackles one of the most crucial aspects of prediction markets, the challenge of determining truth in an increasingly complex world. By addressing what's known as the Oracle problem, he reveals how Bitcoin prediction markets aren't just about making bets, they're about creating reliable systems for understanding and potentially preventing future events. His team's approach of using widespread consensus and established news sources shows a deep understanding of what's at stake. This isn't just gambling. It's about building trustworthy forecasting tools that could help us navigate uncertain futures. What's particularly compelling is their handling of disputed outcomes, like contested elections. By taking a measured approach and waiting for a clear consensus, they're creating a system that prioritizes accuracy over speed. This patience and thoroughness are essential, because these markets aren't just about making quick profits. They're about establishing reliable signals that could help prevent negative events before they occur. Think about it. When people put their Bitcoin on the line to make predictions, they're creating a financial early warning system. The market becomes a collective intelligence network where people are incentivized to share their insights and knowledge about potential future events. This could give us unprecedented ability to spot and potentially prevent problems before they escalate. By creating financial incentives for accuracy and patience, Bitcoin prediction markets are transforming speculation into a powerful tool for understanding and shaping our future. The careful approach to consensus and resolution that James describes ensures these predictions remain meaningful and actionable, potentially helping us avoid or mitigate future crises. Does Bitcoin's evolution from pure speculation to prediction markets surprise you? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And if you found this breakdown of prediction markets interesting, you'll want to watch our analysis of how Silicon Valley misunderstands Bitcoin. Click the video on your screen now. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily content. Thanks for watching. Stay humble. Stack sats.